Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin Baums with me, your host, Corey Baumeister. As always, brought to you by the lovely folks over at StarCityGames.com, bringing you the best in trading card needs. All right, so today we are coming to the dark side. We are testing out Mono Red Beatdown, a deck that was popularized by Andrea Mangucci, played it a little bit, and then my brother wrote about it in his article on Monday as one of his top 3 decks to look out for. I'm not going to tell you the order. You'll have to go check out my brother's list there, or his article there. It is a really nice read. I think this deck is really awesome. I think it's sidestepping some of the really bad creatures that Mono Red has played before and adding a cool element, Annex being the #1 card that I've been really enjoying. I don't want to spoil any of the results for you, but you can fast forward to any of them below as well as head to the deck tech. I do give away spoils in the deck tech though, so if you want to maintain the integrity of the matches, watch the matches first, then head over to the deck tech where I talk about possible changes as well as what I liked and did not like about the deck. So, all right, everybody, without further ado, I hope you enjoy the games. See you there. All right, and welcome to round 1 here with Mono Red Beatdowns, a deck that I have not played in a long time, but this new list that was in my brother's article pretty recently, as well as an Andrea Mangucci list, just looked really interesting to me. So I think it's worth checking out to see how good it is in this current format. And mostly on the power of Annex here. A new card that we haven't had in a long time with this kind of power level as a 3-drop. So let's give it a shot. All right, Scorch Spitter on 1. We'll say go. Looks like our opponent kept 7. Is this Mono Red? Mono Red on Mono Red? This has been quite the popular deck lately. All right, we're going to run out of Steamkin, say go. Annex has to be one of the very popular cards when it comes to this matchup. Yep, likely Mono Red Mirror here. All right, I still think we just want to get Annex down, be mana efficient, even with light up the stage here. We can use that next turn, very likely that we'll be able to use it next turn. Okay, so land would be pretty good. That is not ideal. Let's see. Yeah, being able to Embercleave here would have been awesome. But we can go Shock upstairs. Let's do this. Let's try to see what we can get. Okay, not bad. So we're going to go like this. We're going to cast Fervent Champion. And now do we want to attack with this? We get 2 tokens. I think that's worth it. If it were to block here, we get 2 tokens. Sure. All right. A couple of tokens, pass it to them. Now we can just start cleaving. All right. Annex of their own. Okay. And now we're going to give them the beatdowns. All attack. Math is for blockers. So the Fervent Champions are going to help each other out. And we'll see what they want to do. I mean, I guess that seems like an okay block, but we're definitely going to strap this to this Fervent Champion. And then, yep, Embercleave, got him. Straight got him. Okay, so Mono Red Mirror, something that we don't normally, aren't super excited to play against. But you know what? We gotta, if this deck's gonna become a little bit more popular, we gotta have a strategy for it. And I think the only thing we truly want here is just Lava Coils. Lava Coil on the defensive, being able to kill either Torben, Annex, Bone Crusher Giant, really anything, but being able to kill Annex and be able to exile the creature instead of giving them these satyrs, these free satyrs, I think that's really important. If our opponent would have been able to do that to us, for instance, last game, it would have been a lot harder for us to have a very effective Embercleave like we did. We're still going to keep the Embercleave in because that card is just insane. All right, cards that we don't really want. I think it's either Scorch Spitter, Runaway Steamkin, and that's my two big considerations. I like Shock on the draw to kill their things. Steamkin dies so much, and it costs 2 mana. We're not, frenzying off like we have been in the past here. I don't think it's truly worth it. And there is some consideration to playing Experimental Frenzy, but I don't think that is truly worth it either. We're just going to take out Steamkins. I just think whenever I run a Runaway Steamkin into just a stomp from Bone Crusher Giant, it feels so bad. All right, on the draw here in the Mono Red Mirror. This seems like a solid hand. We could draw running lands and be able to cast a spell. Just kidding, we'll mulligan. All right, we're going to keep this. And we have an extra land anyways here, so this is a very easy bottom. Looks like our opponent joined us at least. And let's get into the game. Fervent Champion of theirs. Now, there is some thought to playing defense if we didn't have light up the stage. So no matter what, we're not going to be trading. So let's go Javier on Javier. And for those of you who don't know, this is Javier Dominguez that they immortalized on this Fervent Champion. A very rightful champion. All right, looks like our opponent is doing some very similar things. It's like the Zamir match, but they didn't hit a land. Ruh-roh. This could be an easy one for us. We get to light up. Oh, we get to light up the stage. 2 lands. See, that's why we play it beforehand. That of course is not great, but not too much we can do. If they attack here, then I think I'll kill this. If they just shock, they clearly don't have a light up the stage. Maybe I'm not supposed to care about this. Let's just keep their resources down. Their Embercleave is going to go away. Missing a land drop again is pretty big. Now we're going to get to go Annex into Annex plus Fervent Champion. This should be nice. All right. Very good here. Now, I want to go with the Fervent Champion. This isn't a knight, right? That would be insane. Okay. So let's play this first. Oh, yeah, this is a legend. Okay, that's not as good. Now this makes our play a lot easier. We are going to go with just our 2 creatures here. Activating Castle is not very effective right now. Yeah, actually, if they killed this... Okay, now I guess we just get to play Annex. We will take this. Alright. Annex. Now if they have like a lava coil or something though, it is a little bit scarier for us. That's not scary. And see, like, look at this right now. That card is just not very good. In the face of what we have. Now the question is, do we want to shock or just castle? And I think castle is actually a lot more damage, so we're just gonna do that. No blocks. Let's pump. Hiya. They're looking to just kind of go off with Runaway Steamkin. A possibility here, so we may regret not shocking, but I'd rather get in the damage while I can. And it's like if they have 3 1-drops, like, cool, you got a 4/4, but we're not too afraid of it. All right, we got another castle here. We are going to put on full control here. So we're going to bring the pain. We're going to see what they choose to do here. So they might play 2 spells. Now we're just gonna go and castle and then hopefully shock our opponent. So let's activate this castle. So they have to kill some of these creatures. Shock to that. Gonna have to let that happen. Gonna get a 1/1. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if they have another removal spell here, for say the Satyr. Okay. So we don't have lethal with the shock yet, but we're putting him at such a low life. I think I would rather save the shock for just going upstairs. All I have to do is connect with one of these 1/1s. I have the option to just kill Runaway Steamkin here, but I just don't think it was worth it. And we're gonna get paid off here. I guess they can play another creature, so maybe not. So on board, we need to top deck something, but we have quite a lot of draws. Now, is there any reason to activate this shock or shock them now? Or we'll just shock now, just in case. I don't think it's going to be super relevant. Torben, huh? Oh no! That was a reason to hold the shock. Now the shock would have been lethal. Yikes. Dang it. Well, I mean, now... Yeah, that was a mistake on our part. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us, but we're still just going to play Torben and not attack. Now they have another blocker so that they are not dead on board. And another creature here. So once again, just looking for a burn spell. They can't get too aggressive here. Yeah, I think if they attack with anything, we block with that. Oh. Well, I think we want to attack with Torben here, so we can just play another one. Everything deals 3. So we could attack with Annex as well. Then we would get 2 satyrs. We'd likely trade 2 of their creatures. We would trade 2 of their creatures. And they're going to get creatures that can't block. So they'd be down to 3 blockers. And we would gain 3 attackers. That would all be lethal. So, with that being the case, we are going to bring the pain with these 2. They're going to get quite a lot of unblockable, or satyrs that can't block. And it looks like we're not going to be punished for not holding that shock. I like that. I was like, is there any reason? And then the immediate reason why we should have not done so. It's all about learning. Okay. I think I would like to just kill this Runaway Steamkin. And Annex, we can kill... They're allowing us to kill all these creatures? Doesn't seem super correct. All right, we'll go like this. Now we could pump this. Now we want to just play Torben, so we're just going to allow this. 2, and I can't actually stack this in such a way that I get to kill all the creatures, because you do have to deal damage that would kill the creatures, and Torben doesn't get checked until upon damage. So there is actually no way to kill all of them, but I still get 2 creatures here, which is quite good. Alright, so I'm going to get a ton of tokens. They're going to get quite a few as well. And then we'll play Torben, and now we have 6 lethal attackers, and they only have 2 blockers here. So unless they top deck some kind of mass mass Wrath of God effect, they will be dead. All right, I think they just maybe can't realize that those can't block. So let's bring them in. All right, that's round 1 going to us, but let's make sure and keep that as a learning lesson for future games for the rest of this match. Keep a shock if they're at 3, because Torben does make that up to 4. So a slight misplay on our part, but we were so far ahead with them missing land drops that it didn't truly matter. So stay tuned for round 2. Let's hope they're as easy as the first one. See you there. All right, and welcome to round number 2 here with Mono Red. So we're on the draw here, and we have some very powerful cards. But we are lacking our 1-drop, 2-drop, or whatever to be able to kind of go off with Light Up the Stage. That being said, I am going to keep this because I think the upside of this hand is huge. Even worst case scenario, casting Light Up the Stage on turn 3, while that's not great, there's so many draws that allow us to have an excellent draw here. And curving out with Torben and Embercleave, we're going to risk it. We definitely might regret this decision. And that's not a great one to top deck, but at least we have a lot of cards that we can go through here, especially if we're up against a control strategy. Blue-black, huh? Interesting. End gains life. Okay, okay. Hey, this is one of those good draws, though. Anything we could cast on 2, we were pretty fine with. Now, this attacking, what kind of graveyard shenanigans are we going to have here? Let's see what kind of rogue strategy our opponent is doing here. We're definitely going to take it if this Meyer gets in there. Johnny Thunderpants, that's a nice name. Okay, well, that was a good draw. So, I think we're going to play this, get a token here. We're going to try to just jam with the Fervent Champion. Then we're going to see if we can light up the stage. Now, if this dies, we kind of wasted a turn by not lighting up the stage, but luckily this is working out quite nicely. We are going to light up. Runaway Steamkin's going to get a counter. We can actually light up the stage again here. It's a little riskier. Just because if we hit any land, we're not going to be able to cast it, but we do have a lot going on next turn. So maybe this is worth it. We're going to do it. And if we hit a spell, we can just cast it now. I don't see why we shouldn't. Let's just not get 2 lands. All right, well, let's kind of go off, I guess. Let's light up the stage another time. God, I feel like I'm playing mono red with Experimental Frenzy all over again. Okay, well, this is insane. Let's do it again. And yes, we are going to miss out on a lot of lands here. At least we got these lands out of our deck. Now, one thing we can do here, we are actually going to pump this. We're going to target our least valuable creature. And then we're going to spend 3 again. Get Annex down. And now this Rimrock Knight can be cast. And all these lands are going to go away. But luckily for us and unluckily for us, we have plenty of lands. And we do get to, cast 1 of them next turn. So that's not bad. We'll lose 2 lands, but we did just cast 4 light up the stages this turn, huh? All right. Not bad, not bad. That was quite the turn. Blood for Bones. Agent of Treachery coming back. All right, that's quite good. That's really good. Okay, so we can go like this. We can just attack and Embercleave. I don't see how that is really bad. We could Torben as well and attack and kind of deal with everything as well. So there's no way that we can activate Runaway Steamkin this turn. If we just go Torben, then I don't think that's as good. I do think it is better to just start cleaving as soon as possible. So let's do that. Let's see what they want to block. And they could really mess up these blocks here. This puts them in a position that they can make a mistake here, which we love to do at any point in Magic, to be honest. So they're doing a graveyard synergy-based deck. Okay. I guess I want to keep Agent around. Maybe I just don't want to kill anything. So if we go like this, we're going to deal a total of 4 damage with Fervent Champion, and then we're going to lose it. So we're going to kill the Annex, or we could put it on Runaway Steamkin and deal 8 damage. And just forfeit this. It's probably better to kill a creature here. Yeah, let's do that. First strike. Alright, they get 1 creature. That doesn't matter too much. But now we got the cleave on board and we can start strapping a creature. Just every turn is going to be our plan. Now, of course, they have a bunch of scary things going on here. We can kind of go off with Runaway Steamkin, though. They're getting aggressive. All right, what do we got now? Okay. It's a good card. Good card. Draw a discard. Now, the Death Touch is not super relevant to Embercleave, so I think we're going to get a nice hit in here. Okay, they have a lot of devotion, but not too big of a deal. We can get one of these castles down. Now, how about this? What if I go Rimrock Knight, equipped Embercleave, attack for 10, and then second main phase I can annex? Yeah, I like that. Let's get that equipped. Give him the beatdowns. And then we'll have Annex to be able to strap to an Embercleave next turn. I hear that's good. Yeah, they don't have any good blocks here. Hiya. Take 10. Then let's funnel this in. Play an Annex. I do miss playing Runaway Steamkin. The things you can do with that card. And it's not as easy. You know, Mono Red gets a bad rep for being the easy deck to play, right? But it is easy on the surface, but there's a lot of underlining plays that add a level of complexity that I do really love about these type of beatdown decks. So Annex here is just unbelievable, right? Like, I could just play Torben. I think it makes more sense to just strap this and see what happens. It's a lot of damage coming in. It's still taking 11. Okay, that's a little better. Okay. I don't think they can kill this. 3, 4. No. With what they have on board, they can definitely not kill Annex. So we want to deal the Death Toucher first, and then this. They're all going to die, so. Hiya! Annex really goes wild on their creatures, huh? Okay, no reason to overextend. Also can't play anything, so that's another reason to not play anything there. I know this is the expert analysis you come for here. Okay, now we can just re-equip the Embercleave and win here, I would assume. Yeah, so let's go to here. Let's Torben. And let's give him the beatdowns. Alright, blue-black Reanimator. Steal your stuff. Gotta be a good matchup for us. Let's see what we want. Not being able to gain life with Tybalt doesn't seem great. Experimental Frenzy to kind of go off does seem great to me. Shield Breaker, really no targets for that. And then Lava Coil can kill the Lich. But I think what we want to do is stay as true to our deck. When you have a good matchup, you'd usually just want to kind of click back. Or what I mean by that, by just kind of resubmit the same deck. Let's eliminate some of the clunkiness, and I think Bone Crusher Giant is a little clunky, but Shock is also pretty weak. So yeah, Shock doesn't really hit anything, so let's take out all the Shocks and slap in a couple Lava Coils, and leave it like this. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel with this matchup. We should have a good matchup here, so we're just going to try to jam back. All right, on the draw against blue-black Reanimator. Don't have a ton of lands, but we do have some good spells. This could be the type of hand that we really regret. But on the draw, I think I'm going to keep this. So we don't necessarily need to hit a land on the first one, not even necessarily the second draw. We need it by our third draw, but I think this is reasonable enough to keep, and now our hand is just great. So sometimes you got to take these little bit of risky lines with these mono red decks, but when your curve is so low, you don't have to hit a ton of lands, you know? I mean, of course we want to top out at 4 eventually here, but it's not insanely relevant. All right, really bad mills so far. We are going to give the beatdowns. We're okay if they trade this. They choose not to. Now we're going to go with Steamkin. One way to generate a bunch of mana here, essentially for free. Now we got to watch out for like Cry the Carnarium, those type of effects. Post-board Ritual Soot. And kind of play our resources here in a timely, smart, correct fashion. And I think with this being like this, I want to get my damage in, but I don't want to trade Steamkin with Meyer Triton? Yeah, Meyer Triton. So let's just attempt to kill this. All right, a nice stomp there. Get in for 4 points of damage. They didn't play Secret Keeper, so that leads me to believe that they have something here. Still gonna give them the beatdowns. Not playing anything here leads me to believe that there's gonna be a Ritual Soot in our impending future. Maybe a Brazen Borrower here coming, or the Petty Theft, I should say. But that's what I'm kind of gathering from my opponent not playing that Secret Keeper here. It's very important to evaluate why wouldn't they do this, and that's one reason that makes a little bit of sense. All right. They're not going to be putting more counters on it, so I think we just reassemble. You know, we do have 3 1-drops, so if we do top deck a land, we can go 1-drop, 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 Annex, which is insane. Just 6 mana if we top deck a 3rd land. But now we are kind of on the back foot, where if they were to steal another runaway Steamkin from us, then things get a little bit more dicey. Okay, decent mills there. Playing the 0-4. These Secret Keepers are gorgeous. That alternate art is pretty cool. All right. So, didn't hit it, which is a little unfortunate here. But I still say we just attack. If they want to block, we can use Boulder Rush to take this down. We might as well. Now we're a little skeptical, a little vulnerable to a black removal there, but I can't really think off the top of my head what that could be. So we're just going to go like this, charge up a bit, and now we're going to have a good turn next turn. We've always been 1 land away. You know, we did keep a 1-lander though, so we kind of signed up for this. We've always been 1 land away from really having a crazy turn. And I have a feeling that was kind of our last chance. Yep, that's pretty good. All right. Well, I want to be able to double spell, but once again, don't really have it. So let's just cast a Rimrock Knight and pass it back. The lands are definitely starting to get us now a little bit, but like I said, we kind of put this on ourselves. But we do have a Fervent Champion here to pump this to be able to attack through. So we are giving them the beatdowns here. They're starting to actually do the same to us, but that one's not great. Well, it's unfortunate. I think we actually need to just play a little bit of defense here and kill a Brazen Borrower. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to attack because the attack's free since we can't block. But we're going to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. We just have so many more cards that we're going to win a long game here. But we have to make sure we get there. And taking 5 next turn is a little too much. I'm okay with 2, but... Alright, so full control just in case. We're going to do this. And we're going to stomp this Brazen Borrower. Yep, auto pay, the only 2 lands I have. All right, then we'll say go. Beatdowns. Okay, well, now we can Fervent Champion to get through here, or we can just have the plan of Runaway Steamkin and try to have another really good turn. This one I like better with the Fervent Champion because if we were to top deck a land and we have these creatures in play, we can Embercleave. And this allows us to get through a Rimrock Knight so we can actually start pressuring. Beatdowns. Take 4. All right. Then we'll play the Scorch Spitter. And then we'll say go. Love that. Love that. All right. Scry 2. What are they doing with it? 2 bottom. We love that. Now we're starting to get enough creatures where their hand could easily just be like 2 mass removal spells, and they're just going. It could be another finale. Yeah, there we go. Yep, it's quite good. That's quite good, but that's okay. We still don't have a ton of pressure on us. As long as we can get a land here pretty soon. We got a ton of 3-drops. Probably want to start with this Annex. Okay. No big deal there. Assembling the defense. There we go. All right, let's start with Annex. Plays a little defense, and when it dies, summons some things. That's not good. That is not good. Okay, time to play some defense. Just try not to die, so let's get our Bone Crusher Giant. No, come on. That was such a good top deck. It was just lethal because they got one more. Well, we got pretty unlucky there, and our opponent got a little lucky. So I still stand by the keep. We drew 1 land in 8 turns, so I feel like that's a little below average. But, you know, definitely a possibility. So Finale is something we got to be wary of. Lava Coil actually seems quite bad now that I think of it. I think I would rather just have Shock. Just a couple. And we will go. We should be heavily advantaged on the play here. But once again, these black decks have a ton of removal post board. Okay, this hand is great. We're going to give them the good old beatdowns with this one. Of Eternity. Just want to make sure if it's converted mana cost or if it's power. I kind of forgot. 3 creatures with toughness exile. I was definitely wrong. So if I have just 3 X1s for 3 mana, they can kill 3 creatures. So I got to be wary of that. All right, let's start with a Scorch Spitter. Ship it to them. But if we get an Annex out there, you know, that's going to be pretty expensive to kill. And that is going to be our goal. All right, with another light up the stage, I still think we just want to get busy here. Give them the beatdowns. Light up the stage to hopefully get at least 1 land. 2 lands isn't ideal. Oops. 2 lands isn't ideal just because one of them would get exiled. It's not bad. We would like a land here to be able to cast both these. Okay. Decides to do nothing, and we didn't top deck what we wanted. That's for sure. So we're going to attack. We're going to hit him with first strike damage here. Now, do I really want to play a Runaway Steamkin into the face of this? Not really. Not really. I think Runaway Steamkin is the card we're going to have to let go. But we will cast Boulder Rush here, because that does put Rimrock Knight on an adventure. It's pretty good. That's pretty good, unfortunately. Alright, so that does counter that. And they knew about it, so that was kind of easy to play around. Now here we want to light up the stage because we just want to hit a land. Dang it. Dang it. That's bad. That's pretty bad. So now we're going to lose the Embercleave. The lands haven't been good to us these post-board games. And that's pretty brutal as well. Blast Zone. Yeah, this has not been going our way, these post-board games. Just some absolutely heinous draws. But what can you do? We're not out of it yet. Okay. That is no big deal. Gaining 2 life, pretty nice. I really want to land here to be able to play Runaway Steamkin and Fervent Champion. Nice. So I gotta cast this, otherwise it's gonna go away. We're already gonna lose that. Oh no, wrong order. Dang it. Yeah, that was bad. That was a play mistake on my part. I was definitely thinking a little too fast here. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us too much. But yeah, definitely should have played the Runaway first. Dang it. Okay. We'll recover from that play mistake and hopefully not lose our entire board here. We'll take that. We'll take that for sure. Now we can play Annex. Annex is going to be quite strong. That's just what we have to play here. It's just too good. Now, do we want to attack with Runaway Steamkin and trade with the Death Toucher? I don't think so. Dang it, that actually blocks this too, huh? Well, yeah, it doesn't truly seem worth it to me to attack. Just not a spot we want to be in right now, but no attacks. They got to scry 3, right? Yep. So we have to figure their land was coming. Now they don't have Finale. Okay. So they're just going to... Okay, so they get to put 1 card on top. They're looking at a ton of magic cards here. Now we can do some Runaway Steamkin stuff next turn. We would love an Embercleave. Embercleave would probably shut the door here. And we did see one, you know, with Light Up the Stage, but it was a little bit of poor timing. Okay, we can actually cast this. We can actually cast this. Okay, and I think we're going to. Let's go with Scorch Spitter. Let's go with a shock to this. And Torben. The pain. Now we got a lot coming in. So they could definitely just have a Brazen Borrower to bounce our Torben, and then the math gets a little sticky. We're going to lose our Fervent Champions, but I think we just have to jam here. We are a mono red deck. We're not a sit back and wait deck. That's for sure. We make sure that they know math is for blockers. That Annex is casually dealing 11 damage if it were to get through. I doubt it'll get through, but we still, we got the beatdowns coming in, that's for sure. There's the Brazen Bar. Worst case, so they get to eat those, and a chump block. Luckily, we do get some tokens from these, so Torben will still be decent, but that was a nice turn for them. Alright, and their Blast Zone is a lot worse now, so those Fervent Champions were kind of on borrowed time already. So we would need a land for Torben now. It's an interesting one. Alright, I think we're just going to go like this. Get this Steamkin up to a 3/3. Now the question is, do we want to get in there with the Steamkin and trade for Meyer? Probably not. Could get in there with Annex. But then we trade, we just get 2 tokens. We didn't see any Wraths like Cry the Carnarium though, so Torben and stuff could just be absolutely game ending here. And this Frenzy could also be quite good. So I think we maybe do want to trade resources. All right, we're going to try it. Not 1,000,000,000% on this play. But they can just tick up Blast Zone to 2 and then just destroy both Steamkins anyways. So I think this is reasonable. All right, trading there. All right, getting 2 more tokens. Now Torben with these Satyrs is going to be nuts. But they could tick up Blast Zone here to 2 and take out both Steamkins. That's a play I think we're pretty okay with. Because if we were to get Torben, then they're just... Or if we were to get a land, they're in a lot of trouble. Plain and simple. It's been a lot closer than I thought this match was going to be. We had some awkward draws, but our opponent definitely has ways to interact with creatures. 1/3s in general are pretty good against us. So this was not a walk in the park like maybe me and maybe you thought it was going to be whenever we see a non-tier 1 deck. But we are able to take it down there. Mono red, looking very persistent. Awkward draws, of course, because we play a low land count, but the power is there. Stay tuned for a 3rd round. All right, everyone, welcome to round number 3 here with Mono Red Aggro. We got the play here, so we are hyped about that against a pretty high-ranked player, so I'm excited for this match. We got to keep this a decent curve here. 1 land, and we can really play a decent amount of our spells. And then if we were to get 2 lands within the next 3 or 4 turns, this hand's unbeatable. All right, I shouldn't say unbeatable, but this hand will be powerful. So let's go like this, Scorch Spitter, and say go. All right, blue. All right, we got a Fervent Champion. I believe that's what we want to do. A Shock is not super relevant. We want to just get a 3 damage coming in. Hiya! What kind of blue deck are we up against? Think blue-black Reanimator again, y'all? I kind of doubt it. Opt. Okay. Could be blue-white. Mono blue. All right, we're coming in. Next to a land, this is probably the 2nd best card because it gives us 2 looks at a land. 1 mana Divination, I hear, is pretty good. All right. Now let's hope they don't have the Quench for it. All right, pretty solid. I think we just want to play the Rimrock Knight here. Pumping is reasonable as well, but I'd rather just get the creatures down. Okay, so it looks like we're playing against a flash strategy. It's A-okay. I think these should be a walk in the park for us, especially when they miss a land drop. Okay, so Annex is probably the wrong play. That's probably met with the counterspell. I think double spelling here seems a little bit better. I think we're going to make them fall into a trap here instead of try to play a Bone Crusher and just hope that they don't have a counterspell. Now, if they have something like an Opt, they're kind of priced into playing it, blocking a 1/1. Yeah, something like this. And now I think they actually did this in the wrong order, where we are going to stomp now. I don't think there's a ton that they can have for 1 mana. So I think they should have blocked first, but I guess they wanted to block with this creature, which makes total sense. All right, now we're going to deal a little bit extra damage here. Give them the beatdowns. And say go. All right, no lands for them is pretty unfortunate luck. Now, let's just give them the beatdowns. Likely play one of these 3-drops, but if they do nothing, we might just once again want to diversify our threat. Just playing 1 3-drop could be met by a Quench. So what's better to get quenched? A Rimrock Knight, Bone Crusher Giant, Annex, Okay, so excuse me, I misspoke there. What's worse to get quenched? Your 3-drop, either Bone Crusher Giant or Annex, or your Rimrock Knight, and you still get a Scorch Spitter here. Very easy double spell here. Just make them have it. They know about the Rimrock Knight, so we're going to start on this. And we're just going to jam. We're not afraid of a mass removal spell from blue, so we are just going to play our cards. We got an Embercleave coming at them next turn. They're likely going to explode. Okay, perfect. So, a Flash deck. Gotta be a good matchup for us here. But let's see what we got. I actually don't think we want anything. Once again, this type of strategy is meant to prey on these Flash decks. Usually a just horrendous matchup for them. You don't really want 4-mana giant things like Frenzy because they do have to keep in some counter spells most of the time. Not a ton of life gain from a blue, I'm guessing green Flash. It could be blue-red, but either or, I don't see us really wanting anything. If it was somehow a blue-white Flash deck, I think Berserker would be kind of cool, but we're just going to send back. We're just saying we like our matchup. We're gonna try to push the advantage as much as we can and hope for the best. Now, what we want to do is contain these Cutthroats, and Shock and Bone Crusher Giant are actually the best ways to do so because they're very cheap ways to interact with it, and you want to cut out the legs from under the Cutthroat before they really get going, because once it gets to an X4 or whatever, then you actually have a problem where the blue Tarmogoyf, as I like to call that card, can really start to take over. We really hope it's a blue-green Flash deck. That's usually a better matchup than blue-red. Blue-red, they just have, you know, mass removal that they can bring in the form of the Pirate Closet thing, the 2 damage to each creature, I forget what it's called, as well as just a bunch of red removal. This hand's not insane or anything, but it's fine. We got some good cards. All right, no 1-drop is disappointing, but we'll make it work. Now we're still going to jam Runaway Steamkin next turn, put them to the choice between if they want to Cutthroat or if they want to counter a very good creature. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. So this has protection, so I cannot... Because damage can't be prevented with Bone Crusher. I'm guessing I still can't target this. Can't be blocked. Targeted. Okay, yeah, so I can't target that. We'll just play Runaway Steamkin. Try to go wide. And a bunch of Runaway Steamkins is a good way to do so. Give me the beatdowns. Okay. No such plan. Now the question is, do we want to put out one of our better cards like Annex or just like another Runaway Steamkin here? I think that's the case and just really try to go wide here. Probably going to counter whatever it is. They say no, so we can't attack. No, no, no. No, no, no. No attacks. Spectral Assailer. Okay. It's A-okay. Okay. Now, do I want to actually Rimrock Knight now? I think I do. Just trying to get these counters on so we can really kind of start going nuts next turn. It's just mono blue, it looks to be. Fairy Vandal is going to get a trigger. They'll probably try to give us the beatdowns. Here they come. Okay. Well, now let's see how we can best maximize this. Okay, so we're gonna. I think we can basically play all the cards in our hand. We just want to make sure that we don't lose to a quench by doing something stupid like playing Torben right now. We want to start by playing the not-so-great cards, like Rimrock Knight. Start by getting some tokens. Now, if they go to try to bounce our Runaway Steamkin, we can actually get a Bone Crusher Giant in here. Okay. Now, I think I want to go Annex. because it's not quenchable. And then we're going to get another pump here. And if they go to counter this, then we got a Torben. Aether Gust. Okay, so we can still do this play here. I would rather kill the creature. All right, we're gonna remove that. Think we'll put this on bottom. Kind of already got our value off of it. Oh yeah, we got an Annex on the stack still. Very nice. All right. Yep. And now we can actually stomp, right? We can stomp, get, and play Torben here. So this turn was just insane. And play a Torben. We're not going to be able to attack, but we do have quite the battlefield. We could attack, but it jumps right into this, so no thank you. But yeah, look what we just played because of Runaway Steamkin. People have been cutting that card from the deck, but look at what we just did. Well, we may have misplayed a little bit last round, but this round, I gotta say, we played pretty tight. And you know what? Since these matches have been going so very lightning fast, we're gonna bring you a bonus 4th round here on Dropping Bombs. So stay tuned, we got one more round coming at you because these have just been so fun, so lightning fast. We can't just end on these 3 quick rounds. So we'll see you for our bonus round coming up next. All right, welcome to our bonus 4th and final round here with Mono Red Aggro. This deck's been pretty nice so far. We're on the draw here with just a stellar hand. I am going to snap keep this one. Let's see what we can do. Blue-green, might be ramp. I'm very curious to see how this does against ramp. I would think it's pretty good, but you never know. Ramp is a deck that's very scary and something I very much have on my radar moving into SCG Richmond for next week. So we're gonna attack for 1. All right. So I still think we want to be getting the beatdowns in here. Castle Fervent Champion and still light up the stage. Yep, this is blue-green ramp. So this is the de facto best deck in Standard right now. So I'm very excited to see how we can do against this. I know we got some Tybalts in the sideboard for the life gain plan. And let's see if it's enough. Simic ramp is just terrifying to me, to be honest. I mean, there's Euro. I mean, the deck's just so good. All right, not bad. We're able to cast both those. We're going to do a little shock in action here. There's Euro, gaining some life. Now, this doesn't affect the board right now, so we will be able to deal this damage back, and they don't have a land, so that's pretty good. All right, so we want to use these spells before they go away, so upstairs, upstairs, and 4 more. Kind of just able to tee off if they don't actually affect the board. We're not afraid of Nissa or anything now next turn either because of they don't have the mana for it or Cavalier, so things are looking pretty good. Let's see here. Did we just want to jam Torben? I don't think so. I think we're just going to get in there. Because now if they have like a Night Pack Ambusher or whatever, we're able to do this. I guess Night Pack Ambusher Torben would kind of wreck already, but wow, okay. Guess we kind of called that one. That was kind of spicy. But now it's more of a blowout, right? Like, we're playing tight, getting rewarded. We didn't play round 2 that well, so we, I guess we can't truly talk. Made a couple mistakes there, so go like this, play a land, say go. Got to cast Annex next turn if we want to use it. So blue-green flash. Now, is it better to just play Torben to play around another Night Pack Ambusher? Probably. Annex going away kind of sucks, but Torben really allows them to not have another Night Pack Ambusher, which is a very scary card for us right now. So, yeah, Mystic is okay because it doesn't block very well. So if they didn't have it, I regret this play. You know, but obviously not knowing their hand, and hindsight's 20/20. All right, first strike damage. Send it to them. Now we're able to cast Annex plus Bone Crusher. It's not bad. All right. Now, there's no point in casting any of this stuff pre-combat. So we're just going to get in there. And once again, if they have Night Pack Ambusher, we actually just have... No, the Shock would still pick off the Ambusher instead of hitting them in the face. But we have Shock for lethal here if they were to just take this. So they're going to have to do something. All right. So we're going to just try to kill that again. That card really gets carried away. So let's shock that. We could pump Castle as well. Not worth it. Now we're just going to play our Annex while they're tapped out. All right. Got a couple bone-crushing giants to play a little defense here. All right. It's got to be a Crisis for 4 to keep them alive. No, okay. Maybe they have enough for Euro. Not quite. Okay. All right. Let's get this going. Bring in the pain. I guess I just want them all to be 2/2s. Alright. Night Pack Ambusher. No, that's not enough this time. We kind of, we danced around our opponent pretty well this time, I have to say. Yeah, take 4. Take 4. Good pumps on our parts. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Blue-green Flash makes me want Tybalt. They do have a decent amount of ways to gain life. As well as Lava Coil is pretty good against Ambusher, and that card is a problem. But we don't want to steer away from our deck too much here. Interesting. Lava Coil is the only other card I'm considering. Also not sure what I want to take out here. Probably Bone Crusher Giant. I think we want to keep our curve low. All right, let's take out 1 Torben and 2 Bone Crushers. I'm not going to bring in the Lava Coils. Since they're a flash threat, it's pretty hard to actually effectively interact with that card. So we're just going to settle with kind of how we beat it this last game. Shocks, Rimrock Knights, Boulder Rush, I guess. And then Embercleave. One thing we didn't see, but a very good tool. Pretty slow hand, but I'm not mulliganing this one. Would love a 1-drop or a land I'd be happy with. Well, alright, that was the only bad 1-drop. Alright, what do they got? What do they got? Okay. Now, we're going to walk into this counter spell because we kind of need this spell anyways, so. Gotta do it. Alright, not bad. So now I'm, of course, afraid of a Night Pack Ambusher, but not too much we can do about it. Well, they got nothing, right? Just land, go. Yikes. Alright, let's bring the beatdowns. Okay, we can either kill it with Shock or Rimrock Knight's Boulder Rush ability. I think it's better to Boulder Rush here. Regardless, this it's not a great exchange for us just because our hand is so expensive. We just have to really hope they don't have a good follow-up. Nissa or Night Pack Ambusher, and I think we're just straight toast. Especially Nissa here. Blue-green Flash is a deck that I thought got a lot better. Well, this isn't great. Just a Rimrock Knight. Don't have an Ambusher. I don't think they heard me. I was specifically saying don't have an Ambusher. Well, now the game plan is we're not going to be able to get through on the ground on a fair game. So we need an Embercleave win now. It's not helping. We just want to be getting creatures in play. No attacks. Say go. Alright. I think that should just do it. Okay. They don't get the wolves now. Alright. Yeah, that hand didn't develop. Alright, on the play, this is a definitely play-dependent matchup for sure. So I have a little bit more faith on the play. Timurat does seem okay, but not great. And maybe Lava Coil is just needed. Alright, I do think Bone Crusher Giant is pretty weak. Let's just try 2 Lava Coils. At least have some out to it. Alright, let's try this again. I'd love to go first. Yes, we got a good hand. Okay, we're going to keep this. This hand is sweet. Sneaking in a Steamkin before our opponent can counter it. We mucho like it. Mucho. Alright. Let's get our Fervent Champion in here. Beat downs. Okay. I think just Runaway Steamkin here. There's nothing that punishes us too much here. Then we'll start lighting up the stage next turn. Land tap, we like that. Alright, well. We can go shock upstairs. Nah, I think that's a little greedy. We're just gonna attack. We will use this while we can. Boost it up a bit, and then go to damage. Now we're gonna light up. Hopefully get another land. Okay, now we just light up the stage again. Okay, now Annex or Tybalt. I think Annex is more damage. Then we say go. And they're dead. Okay. It's pretty strong. But now we want to play this land. We want to... Oh man, this is gonna be nasty. Alright. So we can go shock to the face. Alright, let's play this while we can. Make a 1/1. And give them the beatdowns. They gotta just be dead. Shock upstairs. And the cleave. That's 16 damage. Oh my god. Cleave and Annex together. Name a more iconic duo. Holy. That was a beating. All right, well, we won our bonus round. We won the first three. That makes a 4-0 for this week's Droppin Bombs. Gotta love it. Let's head over to the deck tech and let's talk about some of these cards, what we liked and what we didn't like. We'll see you there. All right, and welcome to the deck tech here with Mono Red Aggro. That was nice. That felt really good. Mono Red, may just be back. I mean, I think Annex is the card that really threw this deck over the edge, but now you're just playing good cards. Plain and simple, you're just playing good cards. The 2-drops aren't amazing. Runaway Steamkin is not as good without Experimental Frenzy being in the main deck. Rimrock Knight is okay. Scorch Spitter and Fervid Champion kind of impressed me. Getting those early creatures down to be able to facilitate an early Embercleave, was kind of impressive to me. So, as far as changes I would make, normally I have something that I didn't like. I don't think that's the case here. I didn't play against matchups that I think are going to be a little bit rougher, like Jund Sacrifice. Maybe Blue-White Control could be a little rough. So I didn't get a feel for cards I really didn't like. This is going to be one of the few times where I would resubmit this deck. Maybe I might even play this at SCG Richmond. I think this deck is really powerful, and I thoroughly enjoyed these games. So I wouldn't make any changes here. Let's talk about a little bit of the choices here. Originally from Andrea Mangucci, that got this list out there. Brad Nelson, my brother, put it in his article this week, I believe on Monday. So if you want to go check that out, go back to Monday. Brad wrote a really awesome article about his top 3 decks, and this was one of them. I won't tell you the order. I'll have you check it out yourself. But we got the core of the deck, the speed of the deck, I should say. Fervent Champion, Scorch Spitter, and Shock as our 1-drops really help to facilitate Runaway Steamkin to have those kind of busted turns. And if you watched all the matches and didn't fast forward, you saw some busted turns. Especially that round 3 against Mono Blue. We had a disgusting Runaway Steamkin turn where we just got to play basically our whole hand. Not only that, but Light Up the Stage and Rimrock Knight are also doing their best 1-drop impression here. Really able to just give that Runaway Steamkin, a huge head start and kind of close out the game there. Then we got Rimrock Knight, a card that I really love, actually. Being able to just get extra spells out of your red creatures is really important. Light Up the Stage, Rimrock Knight, and Bone Crusher Giant are kind of your card advantage spells that you really need when we don't have anything like Experimental Frenzy to just keep going nuts in the main deck. Let's talk about the 3-drops because I think they're very interesting here. Bone Crusher Giant, not too much crazy about that. We've been playing that in just about every red deck these days. Red, Black Knights, Mono Red, whatever. People are just realizing Bone Crusher Giant is just too good. It's doing its best Flame Tongue Kavu impression, and it's just play the card. If you're playing red, just play it. It's good. Light Up the Stage, we talked a little bit about. Card advantage in Mono Red, really tough to come by. Light Up the Stage fits this role pretty well. You can get some awkward hands where, your 1-drop dies. You're not able to cast this very early, and then when you do cast it, you maybe get 2 lands, but you had to play a land to play Light Up the Stage. So Light Up the Stage is just okay to me. But the other 3-drop, Annex, Harden in the Forge, is insane with not only Embercleave, it's just amazing against Wrath of God effects because you get a lot of these 1/1 satyrs, which facilitate Embercleave and Torben. The meat of the decks. We'll talk about that now. Torben and Embercleave kind of serve this same role where you have all these early threats that are doing some good work, but then you're able to just put it way over the top with Torben or Embercleave, really close out a game pretty quickly, and both of them serve their role. Torben, costing 4, I think is a little bit worse than Embercleave, but Embercleave is just an obscene magic card, and this deck utilizes it quite well, especially with Annex like we were talking about. Nothing too special about the mana base except for Castle Embereth, which I totally believe in. You can definitely win games by just activating Castle when you have some extra satyrs laying around from losing some creatures to Annex. You kind of have a lot of damage out of nowhere there. Let's talk about the sideboard and talk about what matchups these cards are for. Embrace Shieldbreaker is for Witch's Oven decks. Witch's Oven Trail of Crumbs. Not a matchup or a deck that I've been seeing a lot of lately. So Jund Sacrifice not really as popular as it was in the past. Yeah, just not a ton of it, and that's why I kind of like the 2 of. Lava Coil, a lot of decks on the draws that are creature-based. You know, Black-Red Knights being able to exile some of these creatures that come back. Midnight Reaper, you bring it in against Mono Red. You know, we thought about it against Flash. I don't think it's insanely great there. Any kind of creature matchup. Unchained Berserker was one that kind of puzzled me for a little bit. I was like, why? But we have the Heliod combo, just white aggro essentially, as well as blue-white control playing, you know, Glass Casket, stuff like that. A white base removal to Fairy. Really good way to kind of sidestep that, force them to have the Wrath, and hopefully you have the Annex to respond to that. I don't think that matchup's great, but I would have to test it to really gain an understanding, and I definitely will be looking forward to Richmond if I decide to play this. That's one matchup I want to be prepared for. And then Tybalt Rakish Instigator, probably butchered that. That is really good against Simic Ramp. Hydroid Krasis is the main thing there. Them not being able to gain a ton of life is very important because that's how those decks kind of go over the top with either Euro or Hydroid Krasis. So Tybalt, a very good card there. And then Experimental Frenzy for these control matchups. Grixis control, mono white, mono black. I really like it against anything that's trying to 1-for-1 you and try to gain advantage that way. So, all right, everybody, this is Mono Red Beatdowns. Thanks to Andrea Mangucci and my brother for popularizing this deck. I think it's awesome. Shuffle up your Mono Red cards because they're back and they're here to stay. Thank you so much for watching this week's Droppin Bombs. I will see you at SCG Richmond if you plan to attend. Come say hello. I hope to see y'all at the top tables. I hope to be there is mainly what I want to say. So, all right, everybody, we will see you next week for another Droppin Bombs.